Now, I know many of you are looking at the betting odds. You're looking at the polls and you're saying, how could Donald Trump lose this race? We all know. Well, Donald Trump may be winning the argument. The risk is, of course, shadow campaign. And now we have this story. Glenn Youngkin slams the DOJ for suing Virginia over removing non-citizens from voter rolls. State has been doing so per election law since 2006. Now, according to PolitiFact, who are smarmy and manipulative in how they fact check, they're saying the lawsuit's actually because Virginia, as well as other states that are getting sued, removing people 90 days from an election, which they say is against the law. Now, I got to be honest, you guys. There's a problem in that I know people in blue states that are saying their voter registration disappeared right before the election, and now they can't apply or register. So this is the problem. If you are going to purge the voter rolls and you do it after the deadline for registration, well, I think there's an issue with that. They should have been doing this a long time ago. Doing it now does present a problem. But of course, I believe the only reason the DOJ is making this move is, my friends, it's obvious. Welcome to I don't know, political lawfare. Any means necessary. Every side will use everything they can to get their win. Now, we have this clip I'll play for you from CNN. Post-millennials got it. Here we go.
Honor that 90-day period. Well, why not just honor that 90-day period?
Well, let me just first begin. It's anything but a purging program. It begins with someone identifying themselves as a non-citizen. And I guess I would posit back to you, do you think that non-citizens, when they've self-identified as a non-citizen, should stay on the voter roll and therefore be in a position to potentially vote in a presidential election?
I don't think any non-citizen should vote. How are they self-identifying? How does that happen?
They actually tick a box that says, I am a non-citizen, or they do not answer the question that they are a citizen, and therefore they self-identify that they are not a citizen in the United States of America. And this is why this is so out of bounds in my mind from the Justice Department. They fully understand this. They understand the process starts with a person self-identifying as a non-citizen, and then there is a match with that person's name on the voter rolls, and they are given not just one, but up to 3 times in order to try to cure it. And this is why I find this to be a very, very unreal moment that is stunning, that they filed this suit 25 days before a presidential election, when in fact this has been going on in accordance with our Constitution, the federal Constitution, and state law since 2006.
Very interesting. Well, he makes a really great point. He's giving these people first the opportunity to identify as a citizen. If you don't, well, then we're going to ask you to fix it 3 times. I'm with Virginia on this one. Virginia said Youngkin made a move to switch to all paper ballots. And now I'm wondering whether or not the Democrats can win, because you know how these things go. This is going to be more than just a presidential election, my friends. It's going to be a referendum on the system itself. If it turns out, and this is important, that Virginia goes red following the switch to paper ballots, then you know the game. I think it's fair to say that Virginia may go red because of this. Now, let me pull up the old 270 to win, and we'll take a look at the numbers. You know, look, everybody agrees it's not happening. Virginia is blue in all of the polling. But what does that really mean? Let me pull up the Senate here. This one matters a lot. Because the presidential election could go one way or another, fine. Senate interactive map has Virginia deep blue. They are projecting that Kaine is going to win, and I believe it's Hung Kao. Let me pull him up on Ballotpedia, who is running for the Senate in Virginia. Let me pull up this guy. This guy is amazing. Okay, so don't know him. I see his signs everywhere, but I've seen his epic ads. He's running for election to the U.S. Senate to represent Virginia. He's on the ballot in the general election. He advanced from the primary June 18th. Yo, Hung Kao. I'm sorry, that's his name. I know a lot of people are like, making fun of his name. It's Hungcao. This dude is based, okay? His parents fled. He's a Christian. His parents fled Vietnam. He joins the Navy in 1989, gets out in 2021. Here's a guy who represents exactly what we love about immigration, about our good American migrants, first-generation individuals. He's a kid. He says in it, he says, my family's life was saved by America, and he repays that service. He repays that saving with service to this country for 22 plus years. Now he's running for office. He's got this really epic ad. And I'm just like, I don't understand how after this ad runs, he doesn't have 10 million followers. He talks about how what happens to your country when communists take over. So here's what's important, right? Glenn Youngkin's being sued right now by the DOJ. You've got this U.S. Senate race. Let me see if I can pull up the race. He's up against Tim Kaine. And they're saying Tim Kaine's going to win. How is this possible? How is it possible that Tim Kaine wins? I don't get it. He says he's a Catholic. I don't believe it. But sure, I'm not a Christian either, don't get me wrong. But how is it that the American people can see this guy who served our country, who is, I mean, he's a moderate guy. He's not far right or anything. And they would say no to this. I got to tell you, you take any politician, you give me a reasonable, a veteran, they're getting my vote. I got to be honest. You put Donald Trump on stage with Tulsi Gabbard gets my vote. Her service to this country is one of the most important things in my mind for whether or not I think you should be leading this country. I really mean that. Donald Trump has no political or business experience before he became president. He has no military experience now. But you know what? He's a salesman, he's a diplomat, and I'll take it over the war machine. But that's why I wanted Tulsi Gabbard in his administration. Anyway, I digress. Go off on a tangent here. What we're looking at right now in Virginia is the referendum on the voting system itself, as I mentioned. If Hung Kao actually wins, despite the polls, it would be a major upset. If Trump takes Virginia, it would be a major upset. Right now, they're saying that Virginia presidentially is leaning left. It's not, what do we have here? We've got lean left, likely, I'm sorry. They're saying it is likely Democrat. But the voting system has been changed. Glenn Youngkin is saying if you're not a citizen, you're off the rolls, and all paper ballots. How are they going to pull this one off? But don't forget, the referendum goes the other direction. If the Democrats win in Virginia when they still are doing all paper ballots, counted day of all that good stuff, then I think it shows the inverse. I think it shows that people of Virginia are Democrat. You know what's wild? You know what I reject? I can't stand? I'm here in good old West Virginia. Good old West Virginia. And we're in the Eastern Panhandle. Why? Well, first we were in Western Maryland. Western Maryland is deep blue. I'm sorry, Maryland is deep blue, but Western Maryland is base and wants to join West Virginia. People from D.C. come out here and bring their garbage politics with them because they don't want to live in the garbage they created. They have trashed their home. They don't want to live in the garbage of their own problems. So they come here and they bring their garbage with them. Now, some people say, yeah, Tim, well, you moved there. Hey, I don't bring none of that garbage with me. West Virginia is MAGA country, the second most Trump supporting state in the country. And I ain't going to be voting for this weird garbage that burns cities down. I look to what the locals think is actually a good idea and was not a good idea for the most part. And, you know, I had someone ask a good question. They said, Tim, you're suing over poker in the state, but now you're imposing your will. I'm like, no. I talked to the local politicians about it. They told me. I was told we should pass legislation to fix this problem or sue. And the truth is, people in West Virginia, they like poker. So there is a limiting factor, right? There are woke people in West Virginia. They're mad I'm here. They're saying, how dare you come to my state? True. There's no perfect answer to this. But the point is, I am not going to vote for policies that make West Virginia worse off. It's already a red state. My vote doesn't matter all that much. I know, but I am voting. Riley Moore is going to win in our district. I'm excited for it. He's a good dude. He's a friend of the show. And I'm excited to see him, the first member of Congress who can kickflip to fakie on a bank at a skate park. And then some. And I think this state is going to show exactly what can be accomplished when you have good leadership. So we reject the wokeness, we push it back, and I'm not going to let that garbage come here. Virginia has a similar problem. So what they say is that surrounding D.C., you get all these uppity liberals that are well off, and they make money off the machine, so they vote Democrat. The DOJ is trying to make sure Virginia stays in their corner. They want to push West Virginia in the same way, but look at this. PA is a toss-up. Let's do this. Can we do, this is 270 to win. I know RCP has the no toss-ups, but right now these states lean in Trump. It's looking like Trump's going to win. We need the Republicans to win. The projection, I believe, for the Senate map is 51 Republican seats. You've got Montana, which is expected to go Republican, but it's lean Republican, not likely Republican. I think it will be. I don't see how with Kamala Harris we end up here, but look at PA. PA might go Trump, but would still vote for a Democrat senator. Ah, dude, you know what, man? This one matters. It matters, my friends. Trump's winning the argument. I think that's easy to see. The betting odds say it. But the DOJ, the shadow campaign, the Democrats, they're gonna do everything they can. I hope we get a clean election. I think it would be insane to think we will. Both sides are going to dispute the results. So what do? Make sure you get every single person you know to vote, to register. It may be too late now, but check, because we got to swamp the vote. A lot of people are saying these polls showing Trump winning are demoralizing. Dude, everyone needs to vote no matter what. Overwhelm the system with so many votes that no shadow campaign is going to have any impact. I'll leave it there. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Smash the like button, subscribe to the show, share it with everyone you know. I'm on Timcast. I'm on X at Timcast and Instagram at Timcast. Follow me there, and we'll see y'all next time.